Hi, families of Living Environment students. For those of you that I haven't met in the past, I am Nicole Allen Hickey, and I am your child's Living Environment teacher for this year. I am sorry that I will not be at open house tonight. My son dislocated his patella, and so he needs to have an MRI tonight. And it's nice that at 16 he wants his mother there with him, so I am going to be there with him. But I wanted to kind of go over the handout that I have for you tonight. If you're coming to open house, you can pick it up outside my door. If you can't make it to open house tonight, you'll have the information here in this video. If you want a hard copy, just let me know and I can send it to you. So as you can see, here's a little bit of the course overview. And so Living Environment is a high school level course. Here in Hilton, it's typically offered as a 10th grade course, but some students take it in 9th grade, some students take it in 8th grade. So it is a Regents level course. Students must take the Regents exam in June in order to earn credit for the course, and they will be earning high school credit for this course, and their grade in this course will go on their high school transcript. All right, so just quickly there's a little bit of the course overview. We will kind of evaluate grades every 5 weeks formally, but I know that all the students in this class, they look at their grades regularly. We just want to make sure that they are going to be successful in this class. So some of our goals is that we want them to maintain an organized notebook with all course and lab materials. They fully participate in all class discussions, learning activities, labs. They complete all the classwork, homework, and labs on time to the best of their ability. They're going to maintain a minimum of an 85% overall average in the course. And really important is that they self-advocate for themselves. So if they are confused, if they're struggling, if they're going to be out, just kind of have conversations with me. My door is always open to them. And if they're confused on something, I'm more than willing to stay after school, if we have free period, I have a free period, they have a study hall, and get them on the right track. Right. At the end of the year, we will offer Regents review sessions, and so I encourage them to attend those when they can. Right. So here's the planners for Living Environment. So our first planner that we're working on is scientific method or scientific inquiry. And so we are in that unit right now. You may have heard about the slug lab. And the actual formal lab write-up is due on Friday. And today we're starting another lab where they're kind of designing a procedure called the Hatch Fast Lab. So something you can ask them about. Our other planners are matter and energy, which I lovingly call biochemistry, cells, organ systems, reproduction, development, evolution, and ecology and human impact. We're going to kind of change up the order of those, but those are our 7 planners that we study this year. Grades, you can see there in the chart a little breakdown of their grades. Labs count, are weighted almost as much as tests and quizzes, so it's really important that they are doing their best on their labs and taking time with those labs. Speaking of labs, New York State requires all students in a Regents level course to have 30 lab hours with written lab reports, or it doesn't have to necessarily be this lab. They're typing out a formal lab report, but it doesn't have to be that. But they have paper to show that they completed that lab. And those labs must have a passing grade of 65% or higher. And so if a student receives below a 65 on a lab, I will have them redo that lab so that they have that higher grade. This is really important for absences. If your student is absent, then they will need to come in and make up any work. Labs really need to be done here most of the time in class. We might have a couple of online labs that we do. But so we're going to need to find a time when both of us can meet and get them caught up. So, um, you know, I try and talk to the students all the time about trying to be here as much as possible. Obviously, I know that things, illnesses and things come up. Um, but, scheduling appointments and stuff like that, just keep in mind that if they're missing living environment, they will have to make up that work. But like I said, we'll try and find a time that's convenient for both of us. As far as kind of supplement books, they will be getting a Regents review book. It will look something like this. We lovingly call this the Fox book, and this is something that we'll be using all year long. All of their tests and quizzes will be old Regents exam questions so that they get used to the formatting of the questions, the language that's being used in the questions, so that when it comes time in June to take that Regents exam, they're very used to the way the Regents writes the test questions. So that's something that they'll be comfortable with. Also on the handout, I just have put a couple of kind of sample multiple choice Regents questions and that you can take a look at. Right. I am loving our living environment class this year. They have a great personality, so much fun. We laugh a lot. They ask a lot of questions, some which I have the answers for. A lot of it we're looking it up and figuring it out as we go along, especially with slug behavior. We think we had a slug that may have laid some eggs while we were observing them, so that was very interesting. But I want to thank you for all the support that you give your child at home. It really shows, and I'm looking forward to a fabulous year. If you have any questions anytime, please feel free to contact me. Probably email is the best way, and my email is right there. It's just nhickey@hilton.k12.ny.us. And you can also leave a voicemail on my phone, and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. One thing that I would like to share with you also is in Google Classroom. As I just pull this up quick, here is our living environment Google Classroom. If you go to the classwork tab, right at the top, there'll be this weekly to-do calendar. And this is the same exact calendar that I used last year. I don't like to recreate the wheel, especially in the middle of a loop. So you can see that their homework for living environment, we call it Ellie, will always be down here at the bottom. You can see a little bit about what they're doing in class and then their homework. So that is always available in Google Classroom. And so if your child is like, oh, I don't remember if I have homework or not, you can always help them look there. If you want to look, you can see that there too. So once again, sorry that I am not here this evening. I hope you have a great evening. If you're here at school, I hope you get to find all of your classes. You're 8th grade parents, so you're a little bit more familiar. And I'm looking forward to an awesome year. Thanks so much. Take care.